Hey, everybody. Thank you for your time. It's an honor to be here. As Desi said, I'm an innovation leader, AI expert from Google and McKinsey, and today I help people to reinvent the way they work with the power of AI. When I was at Google, Sundar Pichai used to say that AI is going to be more impactful than fire. More important for humanity than fire. That's a pretty bold statement. And I think I believe him. But imagine for a second that we're hunter-gatherers, cavemen people, whatever. We're sitting in our caves eating nuts and berries and sushi. And caveman Sam Altman, that's the guy that made ChatGPT, caveman Sam Altman comes up to us and gives us fire. Now, that would have been pretty amazing. But think for a second about what would have happened. We would have set everything on fire. We would have set our hair on fire, our kids on fire, our pelts on fire. If you could have set caves on fire, we probably would have done it. Like fire, AI is going to be incredibly valuable, but it's going to be a little hard to handle at first. And preparing for that AI future might be the most important challenge for teams today. So I help people through that transition. The biggest problem with AI right now is that most people are talking about AI without really knowing what it means. It's like AI is this piñata, and there's all this cool stuff inside, but no one's really sure what's in there, so we're all just sort of whacking at it with a stick blindfolded. I am an AI educator, and I help people open up that piñata. I help people figure out what's inside. What AI things can we use right now? Like next week, and what things are more theoretical, might come later, or maybe never. So the kind of AI that most people are talking about right now is generative pre-trained transformers. That's what the GPT in ChatGPT stands for. So it's generated, it makes stuff that wasn't there before. It's not searching, it's making new things. And then it's pre-trained. It doesn't happen in real time. It's scanned a bunch of stuff and remembers it so that you can use it later. And then it transforms the thing you start with. That's usually a prompt. It turns it into the thing that you end with, a story or the answer to a question. Now, that's what GPTs are, and we're going to try a little experiment here to show you how they work. So I have the beginning of a sentence. I'm going to give you the beginning, and I want you to tell me the next word. Ready? Once upon a... Exactly. That was like 100% of you. That's amazing. Now, that one was probably a little too easy, but that's how AI works. And there's two things we can learn from that. The first is it's consensus-driven. It hears the loudest answer, and it uses that. The second thing we can learn is it does this one word at a time. And that's why AI is terrible at jokes. Because when you write a joke, you need to know the end of the joke to set it up. And AI never knows that until it gets there. So its jokes aren't funny. So we're going to keep going. As we finish this story, I'm going to give you one more time. Whoops, sorry. Tell me the next word after this. Once upon a time. Exactly. Way harder. Now, some of you weren't sure what to say at all. There's a little bit of some ideas getting thrown out there. But that happens with AI, too. Sometimes there's no clear right answer. That's why when you search for something on Google, you get a page with 10 results instead of just a single thing. Because in an information conversation, there's a bunch of different ways it could go. So when AI isn't sure, it gets to use statistics. So I've asked a lot of audiences this question, and I'm fairly confident that about 40% of you were thinking there, but you were afraid to say it. So we'll pretend you use that, and we'll do it one more time. Once upon a time, there was. Exactly. That was 100% of you again. That's pretty awesome. You people are great at this. That's how AI works. That's what it's doing every time you type a prompt into ChatGPT, every time you see some product that's bringing chat up from the bottom right corner. ChatGPT is probably one you've heard of, but there are other choices for you too. There's Gemini from Google, where I used to work, and Gemini is designed to use pictures and text at the same time. That's going to be really handy when you hold your phone up to the world and ask your phone a question about what the camera sees. So Google's putting most of their eggs in that basket. If you have an Android phone, you can see that already. So Claude from Anthropic is the other one. So right now, I encourage you to just go to these three. Just try them out a little bit. Play around with it. Familiarize yourself. Now, generative AI can also do more things than just write a story for us, and so I'm going to talk about some of those now. AI can also answer questions, because answering a question is just predicting the word that comes right after the question ends, right? We can also use that to generate email messages for a customer in the sales pipeline, or code in the software program, or the next pixel in an image, or the next word in a translation to Spanish. All of these things are just word prediction exercises. It's the same thing happening in all the cases. Now, that last one is super interesting to me because translations is something that I think might be AI's nearest term, biggest transformation. Now, I have a video here. I'll let it speak for itself. We live in a global world. People in this world deserve to collaborate in the language that is most comfortable for them, and AI makes this possible. Vivimos en un mundo global. Las personas en este mundo merecen colaborar en el idioma que les resulte más cómodo, y la IA hace esto posible. 私たちはグローバルな世界に住んでいます。この世界の人々は自分にとって無とも解析な言語で協力する価値があります。そして AI がこれを可能にします。I'll do that one more time in English. We live in a global world now, and people deserve to be able to collaborate in the language that's most comfortable for them. That was me in English, for real, and then my AI, me, in Spanish and then Japanese. I can speak 50 languages now. It took me like 3 minutes to make those videos, right? There are 6.6 billion people in the world that don't speak English at all, and another billion people that will speak it, but it's not their native language. We just make them speak it so they can participate in the global economy. AI is going to democratize that. It's going to make it possible to collaborate with everyone in every country, no matter what language they speak. You're about to have a toggle on your computer that says, I just want to hear and see everything in Hindi, if you want that. Now, when I get this far in an AI conversation, people start to think, is AI going to take my work away from me? I have good news and bad news. The bad news is yes, it's going to take your work, but the good news is you get to decide what work to give it. And also, you have too much work. Like every week you have more and more and more and more stuff to do in the same amount of hours in the week. And AI is going to make that a little more manageable. And what does work even mean? We say that word a lot, but it means a lot of different things to different people. So I think there's actually a specific answer to this question that will be helpful. I call this the hierarchy of human expertise. When you take all the work that all of you and all of the customers that you support, when you look at everything we all do, you can break it down on this pyramid. And the first 3 things are process. We get tasks done. We follow instructions. Right? Then we communicate with people about those things. Then we investigate. We look for problems. We try to find things that are done or broken. Those are the first 3 kinds of work, and most of you are spending most of your weeks doing those 3 things. And that's fine, those things are important. But there's more kinds of work. Because once we investigate problems, we have to fix them. Like we have to solve issues, we have to fix broken stuff. We also have to discover new things, learn more stuff, become better experts. And we have to imagine where we're going as a team. What is the future going to look like for us? And the white line in the middle of this pyramid is super important because AI can't do the things above that line, ever, no matter how smart it gets. AI can never solve new problems because problems can be different every time. That makes them hard to pre-train. Remember the P in GPT? So if you can't pre-train it to solve problems, people are stuck solving problems. Now, we also can't use AI to discover new things, because if they were new things, they wouldn't have been in the training data. And also, AI can't imagine a world that's different from now. It can't imagine a world that's filled with less bias, less discrimination, right? More equity. It can't do those things. AI only knows the way the world was. So it's up to us as people on teams to solve problems, discover new things, and imagine a world that's different from now. I'm a tech speaker for non-tech teams. I try to break an extremely complex thing down and make it simple and understandable and implementable for people regardless of what industry they're in. I help people take the bottom of the pyramid and make it more efficient. And I do that by taking these things and helping to collaborate with AI and automatic assistance, right? So that you can take that bottom stuff and make it more efficient, right? If you do that, our work pyramid starts to flip upside down. And with a pyramid that's upside down, we have more time to solve more problems before they pile up and create bigger ones. If we do that, then we have more time to discover new things so that you can become a better expert in the thing that you do. And if we do that, we'll have more time to imagine a world that's different from today. More time to imagine the things that we wish was in the world that isn't there yet. If we do that, our pyramid will be upside down, and we will be able to use AI to reinvent the way we work to make the world a better place. That's all. Thank you very much.